So, Drew, just tell me what your life is like now.
Yeah, so I'm back to, I have my freedom back. I would say I can eat, um, you know, pretty there's anything that's vegan to an extent. So my diet is, it's not, I'm not on the healing diet forever.
Hmm.
I stick to it a lot as much as I can, but you have your freedom back. So when you travel or when you're away or whatever, you can feel free to not worry about, can I eat this? Can I eat that? Like, what your body can handle and what you can't. And I'm still, I guess, learning that. That's probably a forever ongoing process, but um, I'm big into traveling and, being independent. So having colitis for, I guess, less than a year, um, that was just all taken away where you're just you don't want to leave home. You don't want to you feel sick all the time. You don't want to, put yourself in a situation where you might not have something that you can eat, or you might have to go to the bathroom, and not have that available or something like that. So, you know, having all that taken away can really make you realize, how much, people take that simply for granted or things like that. So for me, it's just been awesome, like having that back and um, just been enjoying food more, I guess, like in a different way. Like my diet's way more simple, and I eat a lot of the same things, but in like a good way.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, yeah, my life has definitely improved. I feel better than I did before, in certain ways, and it's still kind of I'm still early in the less than a year out of being healed, so it's not I'm not back to or I don't know. It's an ongoing process forever, but I'm feeling good. So yeah.
It must be great not to have to rely on any kind of medication or,
Mm.
and have to deal with the side effects that come with that, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. The side effects is really what angered me, the most. You like you're I don't know. Everyone deals with different side effects of those steroids and all that stuff, and it can be crazy. But for me, just I don't even since since I started with you guys in February, I haven't even seen my gastroenterologist, who I was under his care.
Hmm.
I mean, I had lucky enough to know him well enough where I would have be able to call him or text him even. So I was able to rely on him when I was under his care. And then when I figured this out, I just let him know like, hey, I'm, I don't need your care. I changed my diet. My diet's what caused it and what helped me heal. And he's like, wow, that's awesome. He's on board, but I don't need to see him. I don't go to the doctor. You know, I haven't been to the doctor really since, other than a physical for sporting, activity, but nothing. I don't see a doctor regularly for anything. I'm not on any, prescriptions. Or I don't take any pills a day other than vitamin B12. Um, so yeah, it's awesome.
It's great. And just to finish off, Drew, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's watching this and thinking, hey, I've either recently been diagnosed with colitis or I've had it for a little while and I'm at my wit's end, I've tried everything,
Yep.
or maybe they just recently found out about it. What would you tell them, you know?
Well, I would say first of all that any symptoms you're feeling aren't normal. So it's really easy for us to tell ourselves like, oh, I'm fine, or this is just me, or whatever, and until the symptoms get bad enough to where you need to get help. So for someone that hasn't even been diagnosed, or maybe just recently was, like, I would say make sure for at least for me, it was like I had most of the time I've ever had colitis in my life. I wasn't even diagnosed. I got diagnosed and did some drugs for a short period of time and was able to cure it. But I had it for a much longer time. So I would say just once you know what you have, then you can deal with it.
Hmm.
Um, so that would be the first thing. That's I would have suffered. I would have been doing this a year ago and had only colitis for a few months if I had kind of attacked the symptoms earlier.
Hmm.
So that'd be the first thing. Second thing, if you get it, or if you're diagnosed and you've been dealing with it for a while and drug after drug isn't working, and that's where I was able to switch after my first drug, Remicade, stopped working and was on to the second one, which I'm pretty sure almost everyone with colitis is not on their first, course of treatment because it doesn't work. Um, it can't hurt to, in between, if your doctor wants you to try one drug to the next drug, say, hey, let me take a few weeks off. You're not going to get worse. And, try, and it will work, but give it a shot. Changing your diet and going through the program versus just maybe going vegan. And, if you eat foods that are vegan but are just veggie burgers and, stuff from vegan American restaurants, that's not going to, you're not going to get relief from your symptoms that way. So I would say really, if you want to try it, you have to commit to the program versus just trying to do it through the internet, just through, Shamise's YouTube videos or on your own. Because that's like, you're going to put all the effort in, but you're only going to get 50%, out of it, and it's not going to work. And then you're going to go back to drugs, and then you're going to think forever that, oh, the diet doesn't work. But if you commit to the program, do it the right way, I mean, it will work. It's never, there's no studies or science that proves that it doesn't work. So you can watch all the documentaries and everything you want, but, I would say give it an honest go. If you decide that that's what you want to do, it will work. And like I said, the biggest reason that it'll probably work for you is just what you get from the program. The relationship with either Shamiz or Shakul or both of them, because that's what you need. It's like a doctor. If they just told you some medication to go take and you had to just go to a pharmacy, take it, and never have the physical care, like the person care, people wouldn't go for that either. So you really need to, figure out what you're doing, and that becomes the easy part. And then the part that is really worth your money and time investing in the program is just having somebody to guide you and talk you through it. So when people ask, people in my life, how'd you cure yourself or how'd you do it? Like, it's the program more than just, they're like, oh, it was your diet. But it was my diet, and changing that is what did it. But it was the program here that basically, allowed it to happen.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Drew, for coming and having a chat and sharing your story with everyone. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that really appreciate it. And Shamiz and I are both really proud of you, man. And, congratulations on taking control of your own health and living a life after colitis.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's worth it. It's awesome now. So
great. Thanks, mate.